Some people say I've completed PYQs as well, but the performance in the PY test series is not to the mark or not to the expectation. Then what should be done? The moment you do that mock test or some real gate, previous gate paper, full test, then you will really gain confidence. That is my sincere advice. The working mechanics of the question will be almost similar to the previous ones. So PYQs also play a very important role. You are the person who is going to decide whether am I wasting my time or I'm utilizing my time effectively. Nobody will have to do. Hi, in this video we are going to look into what should be like the preparation strategy now or the roadmap now for the GATE 2026 in the remaining 75 days. So boys and girls, starting from today we have roughly 75 days left over for GATE 2026. So ideally speaking, for those who have been preparing for long term or those who started just 6 months back, those who started just 3 months back or maybe 4 months back, what should they be doing for the forthcoming 75 days? Many students have been asking doubts, sir, I have already completed all the subjects, okay, and I have done revision also. I have started taking up some test series. And some people say I've completed PYQs as well, but the performance in the PY test series is not to the mark or not to the expectation. Then what should be done? So there are innumerable such queries which are being posed by the students over the WhatsApp group and also Telegram channel. So we thought, why not we take a sort of advisory video for the students, for the aspirants, to console them. To basically subside their eagerness or subside their, the tensions or some sort of pressure. Okay. So essentially, I won't say this is a preparation strategy. Then this is basically like the inputs which you can take and try to consolidate for a better preparation for the remaining 75 days. There's another question which generally arises, sir, can we start the preparation now? Frankly speaking, it's a tough task, but I don't say it is impossible. I've seen some students preparing in the last moment with a very smart approach, a very decent approach, or some sort of, I would say, smart study by taking some chances over some subjects, by taking some chances over some topics, and they attempt the GATE exam. That is also quite possible. And they have got some good score also in that, in such a case. But nevertheless, we will try to see what can be done in these remaining 75 days. What can be done? Okay. So understanding the stakes, why the last 75 days are essentially important. It's a very critical time because the students, most of them will have a lot of pressure, will have a lot of anxiety. Some will go into depression, some will go into a lot of stress as such. So essentially you don't need to go. I mean, most of the time the common complaint which I hear from the students is, sir, I'm thinking that I'm feeling that I'm getting forgotten the concepts. I'm forgetting the concepts. So boys and girls, don't worry, nothing to worry about. You will not forget. It's only a sort of stressful thought which you are trying to imbibe in your mind, where you say that I'm going to forget. It's not like you are going to forget. Okay. Just to cope up that, what I say, give a simple idea, simple suggestion for overcoming that intuition of getting that I'm stressed or I'm forgetting the concepts, I'm unable to recall or recollect. Okay. So for that, I generally suggest the student that you do one thing. You take some mock test or you take one complete, suppose wherever on digital platform you have access to one complete GATE PYQ, one complete GATE exam like GATE 2025, 24, you try to give it online and check your readiness. I'm very sure, damn sure, 99% sure that you will be able to recollect. The moment you do that mock test or some real GATE, previous GATE paper, full test, then you will really gain confidence. That is my sincere advice. Okay. So critical timeline, GATE exam date span 1st, 2nd, 15th and 16th February with only 2.5 months remaining. Every day is very precious. for consolidating whatever you have studied and sharpening your examination skills, because it's a competitive exam. Every second of the exam basically counts, is primarily very important. So it is, again, I am re-emphasizing my point that in these 75 days, I'm not saying how you are going to start your preparation from scratch. No, I'm not saying that. I firmly believe that either you might have prepared for some time previously, or you might be having a good sound knowledge of your foundations which you studied in college. So with that, maybe with, for example, crash course of GFG, or maybe YouTube crash course, whichever you feel, paid crash course, or YouTube, because paid crash course of GFG has a lot of benefits, a lot of attractive options available, like you have access to basically like Agni Pariksha batch, and then you have access to some test series. So there are some attractions. So such things will basically help you, will nurture your preparation for GATE. Okay. So quality revision, targeted practice is going to basically play a crucial role in these 75 days. So they are going to transform your preparation journey in this 25 months. Okay. So examination schedule overview and subject prioritization. So first of all, you should basically know what is your exact slot, time slot. Is it first slot, morning shift, or is it afternoon shift? So that you can prepare your mind for that as a simulation or as an emulation. Like for example, if your slot is in the morning, then I would strictly advise you give most of your mock tests in the morning session, so that your mind gets trained to that slot. Okay, that's very important. So know your slot. And basically, essentially, for every subject, you try to find out what are high weighting topics, high yielding topics. What are the topics which are generally high yielding topics, which give you a lot of weightage? Every subject will have some. And if you watch the GFG YouTube channel, many of our friends of our team basically have given a lot of videos, a lot of content on that. What topics are important, what subjects are important as far as writing GATE exam is concerned. So you can basically refer to such videos and accordingly chalk out your plan. So split your study time wisely, 50% on high weighting topics, 30% on medium weight, and 20% on low weighting topics. Like important subjects being data structures, algorithms, operating systems, CEO networks. Okay. And of course, you should never leave the dark horses like aptitude and the mathematics part. Okay, that's also going to play a very crucial role in your preparation. So what are you supposed to do, ideally speaking, in the phase 1, that is for first 25 days of the remaining 75 days? Make sure that you are completing your whole syllabus with conceptual clarity, conceptual understanding. That's very, very important for GATE exam. GATE exam is not like mugging up and then try to reproduce that which you can do in the university exams. Essentially in GATE you cannot do like that. GATE test your aptitude. GATE exam test your skills, right? Application skills of the concepts which you have studied. So conceptual remembrance of the formulas, that means you don't have to by heart the formulas, you have to conceptually remember. You should be able to understand what is happening at every step of the formula, every step of the theorem, every step of the algorithm. That is conceptual clarity, conceptual understanding of the topics. That's very, very important for exam like GATE. Okay. So first pass, you make sure you are completing the syllabus, all the subjects by this time from trusted resources like standard textbooks, or maybe trusted mentors, okay, who basically follow standard authenticated textbooks. Daily practice routine, solve 20 to 30 problems daily. These are just a figure. I mean, I'm not saying that everybody should follow that. Roughly, after completing the subjects, make sure on a day, minimum you are solving 20 to 30 problems, so that you are in the practice of solving the questions. Okay. Create quick references, short formulas, short notes, cheat sheets that will help you for quick revisions. That is essentially very important for the first 25 days. Okay. Next, phase 2, the next 25 days. What is the requirement, what is needed. Revision. The success in the GATE exam is essentially the good amount of time which you are going to spend in revision and PYQs. Many a times I have basically shown during my classes that many of the GATE questions are having almost the similar pattern of many questions have similar pattern. Whether you take algorithms or data structures or networks or operating systems or CO. Many questions will have some similarities, similar questions. That means the working mechanics of the question will be almost similar to the previous ones. So PYQs also play a very important role. I have seen many cases students making a complete study of the subjects, but essentially not focusing on PYQs. Then they are going to get low score. So make sure that you have completed all the subjects and you have done at least 1 or 2 rounds of revision before starting PYQs. So complete PYQs first round, take up another revision, go for second round of PYQs, take up another revision, like that alternatively, so that you have a good assimilation of the concepts. Okay. So after a couple of rounds of revision and a couple of rounds of PYQs are done, then you can think of taking mock test, full length tests. That will basically help you a lot. Okay, that will induce the necessary confidence in you. Okay, and weekly mini test, previous year analysis, and timed mock practice. That means whenever you write the mock test, you have to assume as if you are writing the actual GATE exam. That is a very important aspect. Otherwise, if you are not doing so, then that means your mind will not get trained to sit consistently for 3 hours and write the exam. So that's very important, boys and girls. Sit, I mean, make a habit, get habituated, train your mind to accustom to that environment of sitting for 3 hours for preparing for the exam. That's very important. Okay. Last 25 days, final touches, final polishing and exam readiness. So in this last 25 days, what is essentially very important is mock test. Give the mock test, identify what are the errors which you are making, what are the mistakes which you are making. Are they conceptual mistakes? Are they, silly mistakes, computational mistakes? You focus, you make a detailed analysis, why you have gone wrong, where have you gone wrong, right? If it is a conceptual mistake, then essentially you have to go back to the concept and try to revise it. Make sure that you are correlating the correct concepts. That is very important. If it is silly mistakes, you make sure that you don't do the same mistake again in the next exam. You make a note of all these mistakes which you are committing, so that you make a thorough study of it, thorough analysis of it, debugging, so that in the next exam you try to reduce it. That's very important. Okay. Selection of questions. Which mock test should I give? I am not going to say this or that. It is up to you. But don't get overwhelmed by solving so many mock tests. Judiciously. Maybe I would say ideally 8 to 10 is sufficient. 8 to 10 is sufficient. Don't get overwhelmed by saying that I will work out so many questions, I will work out 20 mock tests, I will give 30 mock tests. That's not going to help you. Smart study is important than the quantity. Quality is more important than quantity. Smart study rather than a sort of horde approach of studying, that is not going to help you. Ad hoc approach of studying, that is not going to help you. So smart question selection, smart accuracy and time management, very essential. And at the same time, health and wellness, that is also a very important factor as far as I GATE exam, because if you are getting exhausted, already your stress levels will be very high, and if you are not taking care of your health, and by chance, God forbid, if you basically fall ill before the exam, then the whole 1 year of effort will go waste. So please, my students, dear students, don't do that. Focus on your health, have a good diet, sleep well for minimum 6 hours, okay? And then at the same time you utilize, try to spend your times with parents, try to spend your time with friends, and try to spend good friends who are your well-wishers. Try to spend time with your, if you have pets, spend some time with pets. You get energized, you come out of the stress, okay? So be judicious. Make sure that, because you are the person who is going to decide whether am I wasting my time or I'm utilizing my time effectively. Nobody will have to tell you. You are the person. Your mind will always be telling, your heart will always be telling, okay, whether bhai I'm spending correctly or not, I'm studying properly or not. So make sure that, I generally used to say to what level you should prepare. You should prepare to the level where your mind starts saying that this is my capacity, I have reached to my capacity. Otherwise, if you feel that no, there was some capacity, there was some scope, I would have spent more hours, but I have not done, that will always be going to basically hit you. Don't do that. So utilize your full potential, full capacity. Work to your maximum possible extent, which your body, your mind, your soul can basically tolerate. Work up to that level. And then wait for the results. Hope for the best. Hope for the best. Please stay away from all social media aspects, all politics and every other aspects. Don't nurture, right? Don't nurture all these practices which is not going to help you, not going to be of any use for your career. Okay? That is very, very important. Don't nurture hate. Don't hate. Otherwise, hate is going to kill your instinct, kill your capacity. Okay? Mind power. So hate is a very bad thing. So don't hate, don't develop hate against anyone, so that your mind and brain can always be at peace, so that you can utilize your potential to the full capacity. That is very important. So healthness, wellness is also very important. Regular sleep, balanced diet, and stress management practices. Watch some encouraging motivational videos, because a healthy mind always performs better. Always performs better. Okay. So do these small things which will help you nurture a good health in your personality. Okay. So daily time management, 6 to 8 hours smart study routine is only a suggestion. Of course, you can have based on your personality, based on your like-mindedness, you can think. Morning 2 to 3 hours, you may focus on revision and concentrating on high weightage topics. Afternoon 2 to 3 hours, problem solving sessions and PYQs. Evening 1 to 2 hours, give mock tests, error analysis, debugging, and then formula sheet revision. Okay, breaks and weekends. Take short breaks between sessions. That is very important. And reserve weekends for full mock test and essential rest. That rest is also equally important. Okay. So consistency beats intensity. Consistency in preparation. Persistency in preparation is primarily very important than intensity. So a well-structured 6 to 8 hour daily routine is far more effective than irregular 12-hour study per day. That's very important. That's what we call smart study. That's very important. Okay. So toppers hacks for last minute success. Start with 1 mark questions. Never get stuck on any question. Don't waste time on your particular question if you are getting stuck. Concise revision notes you should have. Consistency over cramming. So these are some of the tips which you can keep in mind in order to focus on a smart preparation for exams like GATE. Psychological preparation and game day strategy. Simulate exam environment. That's what I told earlier. Plan logistics ahead. That is, map your route to the exam center 1 or 2 days before you go to the center, and make sure that you have seen the center. That's very, very important. Many a time students on the day of exam, they go to wrong places. I have seen that practically. They go to wrong places. So avoid that, please. Okay. So 1 or 2 days before, you go and have a look at your center. Where is it? And keep your materials, make your preparation, book your cab, everything, whatever it is. Manage exam day anxiety. Practice breathing exercises. Maintain a positive mindset. Trust your preparation. Confidence in yourself is your secret weapon. Okay. So essentially, all these things, is a matter of practicing. The more you practice, the more you become a good expert in this domain of, or in this journey of preparation. Okay. So if you follow these guidelines, keep this point in the guidelines, then I'm very sure you are going to basically perform well in the forthcoming GATE 2026. Okay. So many a times your mind will be getting preoccupied with always a consistent thought कि भाई क्या होगा अगर rank nahi aa gaya to kya hoga. Don't try to basically keep on pondering on that, on those thoughts. The final result is not your hand, but preparation is in your hands. Preparation. So don't neglect that. Don't try to ponder and waste your time and energy over that process. Kill that process as early as possible. क्या होगा, result क्या होगा, अगर नहीं आया rank तो क्या होगा. Don't try to basically keep on working on that, keep on thinking on that. It's not going to give you anything except for more and more stress, more and more occupancy of your mind capacity. Okay, so don't do that. So follow the 75-day plan. Prioritize smart study, believe in your preparation, that is very important, and make your day count. Every day count. Every day is important, every second, every minute is important. Don't waste time. You are the you yourself is the own judge whether I'm studying or not, how much I'm studying properly or not. You yourself has to decide. You're all grown-up kids. Nobody will have to basically be always monitoring you, right? Prioritizing your activities, etc. You yourself is the best judge. You judge, you decide, and appropriately take action. Okay. So once again, we'll come back at some other point of time with another video, what exactly should be done 1 day before, 2 days before, and how to attempt the GATE exam. What should be the ideal strategy for attempting GATE exams from the inputs given by previous toppers, so that you can basically channelize yourself based on your personality, based on your traits, based on your thinking processes, taking the inputs. I suggest that you also chalk out your own plan of strategy, and such strategies you can apply. I would say you can basically chalk out the strategy for 15-20 days before itself, and at least write 1 to 2 mock tests with that strategy, so that you analyze how best, how efficient, how effective is that strategy. Okay, so I'm very sure this small video might have given you the necessary thoughts, necessary inputs to focus on what should be done in the forthcoming 70-75 days left over for the most important exam, GATE 2026. Okay, so I wish all the best from my side for your preparation, and I hope that you will follow these advices and chalk out your own efficient strategy to cope up with your preparation. Thank you so much.